Are you battling with weight loss? Can't keep those love handles at bay? Or can't you lose those extra few inches? You know, there are reasons why you can't just melt off body fat, but maybe you can. In this video, I'm going to explain you how you can melt off body fat like butter, with butter. Okay, let's start off by looking at how your body melts off its own fat. Our adipose tissue stores fat in the form of triglycerides. To melt fat off your body, you have to first quote-unquote release it. This happens by a process called lipolysis, which breaks down those triglycerides into glycerol and free fatty acids, or FFAs. Lipolysis gets triggered by hormones like glucagon, epinephrine, norepinephrine, ghrelin, growth hormone, testosterone, and cortisol. Glucagon is the counterpart of insulin that rises when our blood sugar levels are low. It makes the liver convert stored glycogen into glucose and increase free fatty acid utilization. The key hormone when it comes to body composition is insulin, which regulates the storage and distribution of nutrients. If it's constantly elevated, then we won't be able to burn fat and will actually be more prone to depositing it. Insulin gets released in response to rising blood sugar levels so that it could bring it down to normal. This happens by consuming high amounts of carbohydrates, very little by lean protein, and not at all by fat. High carb diets make lipase, the enzyme involved in breaking down body fat, almost completely inactive. By triggering insulin, you put a halt to burning fat for the rest of the day and possibly even the next one to come. Therefore, the secret to melting off body fat is to keep insulin levels low and restrict carbohydrate intake. And the ability to melt off body fat and use it for fuel isn't useful only for battling obesity or some illnesses. It's not about just weight loss, but it's a very useful nutritional trick. The difference between burning sugar and burning fat is that you'll be using your own adipose tissue and you'll gain more energy from it. When your liver glycogen stores get depleted, you increase glucagon and lipolysis by starting to produce more ketone bodies. After a while, you enter a state of nutritional ketosis in which you're using your own body fat for fuel instead of glucose. This can happen after fasting for 2 to 3 days or by following a low carbohydrate ketogenic diet. When you're in ketosis, you'll be literally taking your own body fat and converting it into energy. To lose weight, you would still have to be in a negative energy balance. But this is so easy to do on a ketogenic diet. Eating fat triggers a hormone called CKK, which tells your body that you're full. It gives the brain immense amounts of long-lasting energy and keeps it satiated. The foods eaten on a ketogenic diet are based on primarily fat, moderate protein, and virtually zero net carbohydrates. This will prime your metabolic machinery to preferring fat and ketones for fuel. But isn't fat unhealthy? Definitely not. Saturated fat and cholesterol have been villainized for decades, but all in vain. They're essential nutrients for healthy cell membrane, cognitive performance, and hormone production. Cholesterol is produced by your body every single day, and it's mostly comprised in the brain. When you're in ketosis, your biochemistry will be completely altered. You'll be using that saturated fat for fuel instead of clogging your arteries with it. Fat is unhealthy and dangerous only when eaten with high amounts of carbohydrates and sugar. And of course, vegetable oils and trans fats are more inflammatory than butter or coconut oil. As you can remember, the hormones that trigger lipolysis are all dependent of the consumption of fat. The best testosterone boosting foods are high in cholesterol and fat, such as eggs, red meat, fish, and butter. Another satiety hormone is ghrelin, which won't get released in the presence of CKK. In 1 gram of fat there are 9 calories, whereas 1 gram of carbohydrates or protein has only 4, less than half the amount. So of course it's easy to presume that eating more fat makes you fat. But it's also easy to make false presumptions based on that. High carb, low fat diets with no fiber can lead to leptin resistance. You can eat copious amounts of sugar without even feeling like you've eaten something. The signal that you've received enough calories disappears into the void and gets silenced by your subconscious mind, whose motivations urge you to keep on eating because your brain is starving. Now, eat a tablespoon of salted butter or coconut oil and you won't get any cravings whatsoever. You'll light up your taste buds and feel amazing, but you won't enter this vicious cycle of wanting to get more and more. Fat feeds your brain and keeps it nourished. The foods eaten on a ketogenic diet will keep you satiated and extremely satisfied. Protein, fibrous leafy green vegetables, and healthy fats will give you more energy and keep you full. But for me, the ketogenic diet isn't about losing weight or staying ripped or anything like that. It puts you into a fat burning mode by default. Ketones are premium quality jet fuel that give you more energy than sugar does. They also have great performance enhancing benefits for both your muscles and cognition. If you want to melt off fat fast and easily, then keto is the way to go. But it shouldn't be your main reasons for trying it out. The ketogenic diet shouldn't be a quick fix. It should be done as a long-term thing because you'll reap all the benefits of proper keto adaptation after several months. If you want to learn more about the ketogenic diet and how to start it the easy way, then check out my book called Simple Keto. But if you're already doing the ketogenic diet and want to take it to the next level, then get my Keto IF program that combines the ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click the like, subscribe, notification bell as well. My name is Seem. Stay burning fat. Stay empowered.